Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV coverage of the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds, part of the World of Thunder Esports League on Sunday nights. I am Zach Newton, joined in the booth tonight by Alex Robinson, and we come to you from the dirt track at Charlotte in Concord, North Carolina, the home of tonight's UMP Modified racing action, again with the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds. And Alex, we are excited. Already had a great show from the dirtfan.com fixed pro late models. You see James Grace taking time as qualifying is underway. There's Davin Cardwell, and we get this party started with 2 laps of qualifying.
Oh, yes, and you see that 70 machine of Davin Cardwell, who just won the fixed pro lates here at Charlotte. So he's looking to double dip a little bit here and win another race. As you see, the times are coming in. Quinn Wallace now at quick time, but you see just times are going to start piling in a little bit here. Slowly and surely, guys are going to start. And the guys you want to keep an eye on, James Grace has always ran pretty good here, but you got there. He's at quick time right now. Corey Austin, Davin Cardwell, only 4th quick right now, so there's a lot of guys above him.
See Chase Hardy shooting to 3rd, Hagen Sorensen to 2nd, Ryan Flatten, a modified standout. Matt Logan shoots to the top of the timesheet. Still haven't seen some of our sort of A-listers here in the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds. Jacob Fields comes in 6th. Hagen Sorensen, 2nd lap, a 16.093, shoots him to the top of the timesheets. There's Blake Majulis. He's going to go to 3rd with his first lap. You got James Grace in 4th, Davin Cardwell in 5th, Jerry Flippo to 2nd, and everybody's still chasing Hagen Sorensen. We'll see if Majulis' 2nd lap is faster. Most of these have been, and it is a 16, looks like 0.72 for Blake Majulis. Here's Tia Moppert, the girlfriend of Blake Majulis, or Blake Majulis' girlfriend. I don't know how you want to look at it. I think Blake Majulis is Tia Moppert's boyfriend. That's how we're going to say it. Moppert under qualifying conditions at this time. We'll see what kind of lap she can turn in. Should have a full slate of heat races and alphabet soup coming at you tonight. And then, of course, our A main will follow. Zach McSwain going to go to 2nd on the timesheet, Alex.
Yes, and one person, you said Jerry Flippo in 4th right now. Got to give a shout out to him because he's had a really good weekend. He actually won last night in his UMP modified in real life, and then he comes home and he's sitting in the top 5 right now. So he's looking to do it, maybe park in the victory lane in real life and do it in the iRacing tonight.
Tia Moppert parks that thing in 10th spot on the timesheet. Here's Richie Yost, currently 21st, still getting his qualifying in. We've got about 15 seconds left in our qualifying session here for the Grace Productions UMP Modified, and then we will roll over to our first heat race. That'll come at you in just a couple seconds. We want to thank our sponsors. You'll see them scrolling down in the bottom right corner of the screen for all their support, as well as Grace Productions for sponsoring the UMP Modified Series this year, part of the World of Thunder Esports League on Sunday nights. We roll to heat number 1, and the grid is going to look a little something like this. Oh, there you see your results for qualifying. Excuse me. Blake Majulis with a 16.072, 7 heats. 7 heats is what we're doing. That's a new one for me. Zach McSwain 2nd, John Ruggiero Jr., Hagen Sorensen, and Jerry Flippo, your top 5 in qualifying, all the way back to 10th, separated by less than a 10th of a second, Alex.
Oh, yeah, and now you see also Clay Debin and Matthew Logan, 7 heats. So those are your 7 pole sitters for the heat races. And heat race number 1 is gridding up.
On the pole for heat number 1, your fast time for the evening, it's Blake Majulis in the 127. Outside of him, it's James Grace for $1 Million Motorsports in the 269.
Row number 2. On the inside, it'll be Landon Capps, and outside, it'll be Bill Miller.
Dustin Hall in the 331 machine will start 5th for Slick Sim Sports. Outside of him, it's Preston Rigsby in the 195 for Need Speed Motorsports.
7th will be the 22 of James Miller. Outside, the 28 of Barbara Rigsby. And rounding out the field will be Jesse Osborne.
So 9 cars in this first heat, again, 7 heat races tonight. Brett, how many will we take out of each heat? Brett Wheeler, of course, our phenomenal producer. Top 3 will transfer, so we'll put 21 in the feature. And this is going to be interesting when we come to Alphabet Soup, because that's going to shrink the number of cars that will transfer out of that B main event, Alex. But we've got a whole lot of heat race action coming everybody's way.
Oh, yeah. So we're in for an action-packed night. 7 heat races. Oh, this is going to be fun. And, you know, there's going to be heavy hitters in all 7, too.
Absolutely. Blake Majulis on the pole. James Grace to the outside in row number 1. And I got a feeling we are going to see a show here. It's going to be hard to argue with Brett Wheeler's decision to pick Blake Majulis every time he's on the racetrack. regardless of where he starts in a race. So I'd like Blake Majulis' chances. However, those next two transfer spots, it's going to get a little wild as we watch Grace, Caps, Miller, Hall, and the rest of this lineup battle for those. As you see the pace truck turn in down the back straightaway, that's where the pit entrance is in the infield here at Charlotte. The field bunches up in turn 3, and we get ready to get racing underway in the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds. Blake Majulis is hard on the loud pedal down the hill in turn 4. He will take a commanding lead down the front straightaway. Everybody else is going to be side by side as they head into 1. Caps in the 69 to the inside of James Grace in the 269. Don't get those two confused. Keep an eye on that. Grace's car is the mostly black one with the pink decal on the quarter panel. Caps is in the white 69. He slides back to 4th as Bill Miller around the outside is going to move to 3rd.
Bill Miller in that 34. He has looked good all night here at Charlotte so far, as he's in that 3rd and final transfer spot. James Grace there. Blake Majulis, as we've seen so far throughout the first races tonight, if you're on the pole, you get a good start, you're pretty much guaranteed to win the race. But you see, you got Grace and Miller right behind him now.
Charlotte is like that early on. It does get racier as the night continues. You see Dustin Hall mired back there in 5th spot, currently battling with Preston Rigsby to the inside of him. Hall's going to hold on to the 5th spot, but he's 2 spots out of a transfer. He's got to track down Landon Caps and Bill Miller. Miller currently losing a little bit of ground to James Grace down the back straightaway. Blake Majulis taking everybody on a family trip to Gapplebee's. He's got a big lead, keeps it pushing as we work past halfway.
Halfway, you said Blake Majulis, James Grace, Bill Miller in those transfer spots. Landon Caps trying to catch up to Bill Miller right now. He's on the outside looking in. You see Dustin Hall in 5th right now, also on the outside looking in. But Bill Miller in that 3rd spot, and he's almost 2 seconds behind the leader in 3rd. So just imagine how far back everyone else is behind him from Blake Majulis.
Yeah, Blake Majulis has taken, he's done at the hotel. He has checked out. James Grace is running in 2nd. We come to the popsicle sticks in the air. There's 2 to go down the front straightaway here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Blake Majulis right there on the wall. He leads heat number 1 with 2 to go. James Grace in 2nd. Bill Miller, your 3rd and final transfer spot as they come off of 4 to the white flag.
Blake Majulis there. You see Bill Miller landing Caps trying to get a run. He's got one more lap to do it. White flag in the air. Majulis out to a strong lead. James Grace in 2nd, in command of 2nd right now. You see Majulis there through 3 and 4. And Blake Majulis, don't really have to concern about him as he's going to take home heat race number 1 with James Grace and Bill Miller taking home the other 2 transfer spots. Landon Caps, Dustin Hall. And let's see the official results to see which Rigsby finished in front of the other.
We come to your official results from heat number 1, the Grace Productions UMP Modified. It is Blake Majulis by a comfortable 1.4 seconds over James Grace. Bill Miller in that final transfer spot. Caps, Hall, Preston Rigsby finishes in front of Barbara. Then James Miller and Jesse Osborne will head to Alphabet Soup. That'll come up after 6 more heat races. We line up heat number 2. Alex, take us away.
Row number 1 on the inside, the 25 of Zach McSwain. Outside, you saw him in victory lane once tonight, the 70 of Davin Cardwell.
It's all his fault. Dustin Sizemore is going to start 3rd, the inside of row number 2 for Speed Inc. $1 Million Motorsports in the 11. Outside of him, it's the 144 machine of Brent New.
Row number 3 on the inside, the 93 of Zane Yost. Outside, the 5 of Jory Gotham.
Dylan Gibbs in the 52 out of New York will start on the inside of row number 4. Outside of him, it's the 89 of Alan Bergen. And shotgun on the field, the man sounds like an oil tycoon, but tonight he's just a race car driver. It's Rance Llewellyn in the 33. So again, we will line up this heat race. 9 cars, 8 laps the distance. 2nd heat race of 7. There you see Davin Cardwell on the pole. Already a winner tonight for Drew Hopkins Racing, and that partnership has yielded a great deal of success. Cardwell having some sprint car racing success over the holiday break back last week, and has looked good in the World of Thunder tonight. Of course, picking up a win already, Alex. And I look for him to continue his winning ways, but he's going to have a little bit of a challenge to overcome to his inside in the 25 machine of Zach McSwain.
And you know what? One person who I was disappointed because I was hoping to see him, he missed the pro lates. That 11 car of Dustin Sizemore is on the inside. He's starting 3rd. I want to see him battle with McSwain and Cardwell because I just want to see 3 cars that are all 3 well-known drivers to see if they can hold it together.
Yeah, Sizemore definitely the underdog with Cardwell and McSwain on the front row. Of course, anytime you hear the name Cardwell, in an iRacing server, you get a little pucker in places that pucker when you're nervous. Cardwell, of course, the cousin of Hayden Cardwell, spent most of this weekend at 411 Speedway for the leftover, but he's back at home and behind the wheel of that number 70 mod as we get on the gas out of turn 4. McSwain leads by a car length down the front straightaway over Cardwell. They're both going to run the high side. Davin gets real loose. He collects Brent New. We've got a big mess over there, and that's going to probably be the end of it for Davin Cardwell in this heat race. He's going to have to work through alphabet soup. And the recipient of the greatest gift in the world, Zane Yost, is going to move into second as the caution flag waves. Alex, take us to the Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay.
And we already know where this began. We're going to look at that 70 machine of Davin Cardwell. Here's the initial start. You see Cardwell up there as actually there's some contact with Sizemore, but here's Cardwell going into turn 1 and 2. Let's see it.
Davin Cardwell just
got
stepped
sideways.
Yeah, just tripped over the old pickle, got her loose in turn number 1, and then he collects Brent New in the 44. You can see Yost and Sizemore get underneath it. The 39 machine, not so lucky.
That's a tough break there for Cardwell Gotham, as those guys are going to have to go through us. Here we get a up-close and personal view with Gotham here, as,
And you hate it for Brent New, because Brent New was half a car length behind Cardwell. But you're carrying so much speed around the top side here at Charlotte that there's nothing you can do. He just rolls right into him. Even if you get off the throttle, you're still going to wind up collecting another vehicle. And Brent New and Jory Gotham go to the tail for helping bring out the caution. And we line this back up with Zach McSwain leading, Zane Yost, Dustin Sizemore still in third, Rance Llewellyn from the tail up to fourth.
And I got a question for you, Zach, while we're still under caution here. You ready for the northeast trip of big blocks?
Oh, I can't wait for big blocks. But right now, the real show is on the racetrack, and Zane Yost is going to be all over Zach McSwain as they come out of turn 4. Single file restart, give the advantage to McSwain down the front straightaway. It's going to be all McSwain through 1 and 2. Yost will follow. Sizemore still holding on to that final transfer spot. But Rance Llewellyn has made some money moves to get to fourth, and I expect him to be all over the tail end of Dustin Sizemore for the next 3 laps, Alex.
You see Sizemore trying to bring Yost into this to see if he can at least hold on to one of those 2 spots. But Llewellyn is right there on his tail. You see Sizemore going to go and run the mid line there, and the middle of the track there looks pretty fresh right now. Llewellyn gets right over the cushion there, and that cost him some time, but McSwain is out in front with Yost in second.
Well, Rance Llewellyn's going to have a nice spot up front in the B main if he holds on to fourth, because he is not holding on to Dustin Sizemore. Sizemore is checked out from Rance Llewellyn. He's still losing ground to Yost, and McSwain also pulling away. You can see a nice big gap there has opened up as McSwain makes some contact with the wall through turn 1 and 2. The Speed Connection number 25 machine. He's got a Slick Sim Sport decal on there as well. But he has looked very fast in this one. He is going to comfortably win heat race number 2 over Zane Yost and Dustin Sizemore. Good to see Sizemore get in to the big show for you, Alex. I'm sure you're very excited about that as you see some cars wreck over there. Looks like Jory Gotham and Brent New get involved in another little altercation in turn 4 as the checkered flag waves. And so we will go to our official results for heat race number 2. And what a good heat race it was. Did see our first caution of the evening. But a good show all around. Great run for Zach McSwain to take a heat race win. He will start on the outside pole of your A main. Officially, there it is. Zach McSwain, your winner over Zane Yost and Dustin Sizemore. Llewellyn, Gibbsburg, and New, Gotham, and Cardwell will head to Alphabet Soup coming up in just a few minutes as we line up heat race number 3. And on the pole, it is John Ruggiero Jr. in the D1RT number 44 machine. His D1RT teammate is Tia Moppert. She is going to start on the outside pole in the 14 machine out of New York.
Run number 2 on the inside, the 00 of Bryson Banks. Outside, the 53 machine of Bobby Mattingly.
CJ Howell's going to roll off 5th in the number 2. Outside of him, it's the 26 of Quinn Wallace out of New York.
7th will be the 3 of Mike Augustine. Outside will be Kenneth Payne, and rounding out the field, the 2 machine, Dylan Hauser.
So Dylan Hauser, a name that you hear frequently. He did not grid, so we will not have Dylan Hauser in this modified heat race. John Ruggiero Jr. on the pole. Tia Mopper to his outside. Mopper turned in a 10th quick qualifying time. Great display for her. Ruggiero, of course, 3rd fast to sit on the pole of heat number 3. has had a little success at Charlotte already, winning part of the short track world championship presented by Dryden. But now he's got a horse of a different color in these open wheel modifieds. He's going to have to hold off Tia Moppert to get a heat race win.
Tia Moppert, we were sitting there at a practice session with her. She actually walked away from a lot of the competition in our practice sessions. So she's going to be one to keep your eye on to see if she can lock up that inside of row number 2 tonight.
Absolutely. Starting right on boyfriend Blake Majulis's rear bumper in the A main is the goal, but she's got to pass her teammate and a real-life race car driver, no slouch on iRacing, Ruggiero Jr., who gets out to a great start. He's going to lead by half a car length as they come off of turn 2. She's got Bryson Banks to her inside, but she's going to pull clear of him. Banks will hold on to the third transfer spot as they dive into 3. Ruggiero leads by a car length and a half over Moppert. Mattingly, they're 3 wide. Wallace in the 9 to the middle. He's going to get around Bryson Banks. Banks going to slide backwards as he runs the inside.
So you see there was contact back there between Augustine and Howell as both of them are done for this heat race as they both have parked it. But up in front still is Ruggiero with Moppert in second. You see Mattingly has a hornet's nest. They're 3 wide there for fourth between Wallace, Payne, and Banks as all 3 of them are trying to get past Mattingly.
Kenneth Payne gets loose through turn 1 and 2. That's going to open the door for Bryson Banks to his outside. Banks going to chop the nose down into turn 3. They're still 3 wide. He may finally get clear of Payne. He does, but he's still dealing with Quinn Wallace as Bobby Mattingly can't quite seem to put any distance on the rest of the pack. As Ruggiero Jr. continues to lead Moppert, we come to the cross flags. They'll be halfway at the line this time by.
You see the battle between Wallace and Banks for that 4th spot, as that's just a battle for who can start further up in the B main. They're trying to get past Mattingly. As you see, there's Wallace gaining on Mattingly. Mattingly needs to hope and pray that he can hold on to this 3rd spot, but Wallace and Banks have been coming after him as they're 3 wide now for that 3rd spot.
Yeah, 3 wide as they come to the line with 3 to go. Bobby Mattingly holding on to the final transfer spot. He's got Wallace to his inside and Bryson Banks another lane further down. We go on board with Mattingly. You can see just how close quarters the racing is here at Charlotte as Quinn Wallace is going to dive to the inside. He's going to take 3rd spot. Now we're on board with Wallace. No, this is still Mattingly. Excuse me. We see out the front of Mattingly's machine. Wallace, big slider. Mattingly cuts underneath. He's going to hold on to the spot down the back straightaway.
And you see the battling is going to heat up here. Ruggiero and Moppert still in control 1 and 2. But the battle for 3rd between Mattingly, Wallace, you see Bryson Banks right on the tail. There comes a slider by Wallace. Mattingly going to duck under again. Here we go. Down the back straightaway through 3 and 4. Mattingly holding on the top side there. Ruggiero going to come home with the win. Moppert in second. The battle for 3rd continues, but it's going to be Bobby Mattingly taking home that 3rd and final transfer spot.
Looked like Wallace got a bad push there in 3 and 4 as he tried to throw the slide job, and he lost a lot of momentum. And if you lose momentum at Charlotte, you're going to have a bad time. John Ruggiero Jr., your heat race winner, comfortably over Tia Moppert in second. Bobby Mattingly in the 3M comes home in that final transfer spot. Wallace, Banks, Payne, Augustine, Howell, and Hauser, if he's able to make it to the Alphabet Soup races, they'll have to work their way in as we go to the heat number 4, Alex.
Starting on the pole, the 45 from Sorensen Racing, it's Hagen Sorensen. Outside in the 15 will be Ryan Flatten.
It's the Mid-South Dirt Slingers 92 of Corey Austin starting 3rd. Outside of him, the 18 of Bryson Daffern out of Texas.
Number 3 on the inside will be Adam Hommerding. In the 42 outside, Dalton DeRoja.
Ben Lewis in the 49 will start 7th. The inside row number 4. Outside of him, it's Ben Nading in the 21. And 9th, last on the field, Keaton Holder in the 7 out of Carolina. We get ready to go 8 laps. Heat number 4. Still 3 more to go. We'll run 7 heat races this evening. There you see last week's winner here in the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds at Knoxville. Wednesday night, excuse me. The winner of the dirtfan.com fixed modifieds. He's going to start there. You see him in the 49 machine as he tries. He's got a long way to go here, Alex, to try to get into the show.
Oh, yeah, as you see Bryson Daffern, a heavy hitter. Corey Austin up there as well. But that front row is going to be the one to keep your eye on there.
Absolutely. The 45 of my man, Baby Barry, Hagen Sorensen, starting on the pole. And then outside of him, a modified standout here on iRacing, all the way back to the R-Factor days, Ryan J. Flatten in the 19. Both of these guys very capable. This could be a neck-and-neck sort of battle as we get underway. Sorensen to the bottom of the racetrack off of turn 4 as the green flag waves. They come down the front straightaway. He's got a car length and a half over Flatten already. Flatten gets a little loose at the top of turn 1. He's going to lose a little more ground. But he's going to pull away down the back straightaway as Austin. Not sure what happened there, but he's going to concede a couple of spots almost, I think. There's a rat's nest back there battling behind Bryson Daffern, who's in the last transfer spot.
You see Daffern there, the 3-car battle between Austin, Hommerding, and DeRoja for 4th right now. They're side by side, Austin and Hommerding. Hommerding going to slide up in front of Austin. Austin trying to duck down, but there's contact between him and DeRoja. They're going to keep it going. Oh, no, they're not. There goes Austin's side around after Ben Lewis hits him there. There's still green going on right now, and Sorensen's still out in front.
Well, we keep the green flag, but we know World of Thunder policy has said that if you make any kind of contact like that, you will get a 30-second black flag. So we'll see what happens. That unfolded in front of Lewis. I don't think he could do anything but try his best to get through it. But DeRoja may certainly serve a penalty as he's in the back of the pack. You see Daffern's got a challenge from Adam Hommerding. Hommerding's going to throw a slider in 3 and 4. There's hot White Castles available here in Charlotte tonight, Alex. Who's hungry?
And you see there goes Daffern with a slider. Hommerding going to go back inside of him. The battle for this transfer spot is heating up. Daffern going to go try and duck under Hommerding. They're both actually going to slide up a little bit. There goes Daffern to the inside of them. They're both side by side still.
Yeah, it's a crave case, and they're just going for slider after slider. Flatten going to cut down Diamond off of turn 2. He's going to pass with Hagen Sorensen like he's tied to a stump. Hagen goes to the bottom in 3 and 4. We're coming to 2 to go. The popsicle sticks are in the air.
You see Flatten, now your new leader, Sorensen, trying to get a run, but look at the gap already between Sorensen and Flatten. After that, it's over a half a second. Flatten looks comfortable in front now, but look at the battle for 3rd between Daffern and Hommerding. Daffern got to slide up. Ooh, that was close, but these two are going to still go at it.
Yeah, Daffern going to lose a lot of momentum there. That's going to hurt him. The white flag waves. You see Hommerding holding on to 3rd. Bryson Daffern wants it. They're down the back straightaway. It's a half a car length difference. Daffern to the inside. He's going to run the slider line. You'll see him come up on our static cam. Maybe touch. Looks like Daffern's going to get the spot. They're locked together. Hommerding is unofficially going to come home in 3rd. What a battle there for that spot. We'll have to go to our official results and see what happens. But Flatten your winner, Sorensen in 2nd. And we go to the official results. We go to the official results. Flatten wins. Sorensen in 2nd. Hommerding to the show. And Bryson Daffern will go to the Alphabet Soup with Ben Lewis, Dalton DeRoja, Corey Austin, Ben Nading, and Keaton Holder. So those 6 drivers will head to Alphabet Soup as we line up heat number 5. On the pole, it's Jerry Flippo in the 13. Outside of him, D1RT driver Jacob Fields. It's an all D1RT front row.
Row number 2 on the inside, Newton Cattle Farms Racing. It's Ethan Toder. Outside is Carl Shackle in the 61.
Dixon Slinger for Full Throttle Performance in the 51 will start 5th. Outside of him, it's the 71 of Cole Cabry.
7th will be Devin Thomas in the 57, and outside will be Chris Cox in the 515.
So top 3 will transfer again this heat race, plus 2 more still to come before we get into Alphabet Soup and start working our way up the alphabet to the A main. But currently, right now, we've got a good show on tap in this one with Jerry Flippo, Jacob Fields, Ethan Toder, Dixon Slinger back in 5th. Slinger, of course, no stranger to modified racing. Toder, a super late model driver starting next year, had a lot of success in Northern Kentucky and the surrounding areas in crates. And then Jacob Fields needs no introduction. But Jerry Flippo, Alex, has come from relative obscurity over the last 4 or 5 months and has really inserted himself into the A mains and victory lane a couple times here in the World of Thunder.
Yes, as he was at the top of the standings there, but then he had prior obligations with his real-life racing, and he lost the points lead, but he's still sitting there in the top 5 as he parked it in victory lane earlier this season. Now he's just looking to gain on Blake Majulis.
Absolutely. A little bit of an uphill battle for him, missing a couple of weeks. However, with that said, he's definitely put in a display of racing talent to show you he belongs. And again, 5th quick in qualifying this evening. But he's got some horses behind him that he's going to have to hold off. This is going to be a fun heat race to watch as we are on the loud pedal. Down the hill in turn 4, Flippo's going to lead. Look at Ethan Toder trying to find some racing room to the inside of Jacob Fields. He's right around the bottom. He and Slinger both slide up the racetrack to the middle. Flippo's going to lead Toder into 2nd over Fields. Slinger up to 4th.
You see Toder now going after Jerry Flippo, going to slide up in front of Fields there, as you see Slinger running that high side, as there's not much cushion already left. Flippo still holding on to the lead. Toter in second, and Fields has a hornet's nest with Cabry and Slinger behind him.
Swindell Speed Labs driver Cole Cabry back there in fifth. Would love to get into the big show, but he's got a litany of A-list drivers to pass. Toter currently in second. Dixon Slinger in third to the bottom. He's going to put a big slider on Jacob Fields as they come off a two. He leaves Fields a lane, but Fields can't quite squeeze it in. Give that third spot to Cole Cabry. Throws a slider. He collects flip. Oh, that's going to be trouble in race control, Alex.
As Cabry gets contact there. Slinger holding on to the third spot right now. Toter, and he's coming after Ethan Toter right now, actually, as he gets a good run. It's going to be interesting to see if there's any penalties handed out after all that contact there. But you see side by side, there's Cabry and Fields for that fourth spot.
Absolutely. The World of Thunder administration has been heavily emphasizing clean racing. Toter scrubs the wall a little bit in turn two. That's going to open the door for Slinger. Slinger going to go to the bottom of the racetrack. Does he have enough momentum to complete the pass as they come to the line for three to go? He does not. Toter going to hold on to second. Jerry Flippo comfortably out in front. He's on a little bit of a Sunday evening cruise as Cole Cabry goes to the bottom. He may have Jerry Flippo down the back straightaway. He's a little past numbers deep. He's going to throw a big slider in 3 and 4. We come to 2 to go. Third spot belongs to Cole Cabry at the line.
Flippo still out in front, Toter, and here comes Slinger back up in front of Cabry right now as a battle for third between Slinger, Cabry, and Fields even. Fields trying to catch up there. As you see, they're dragging in Toter. Toter's not that far back. There's some more contact between Slinger and Fields as the contact continues. White flag in the air.
Well, if you're Toter, you're tickled pink watching these guys door bang. Jerry Flippo's gone. He's way out in front as he works through turn 3 and 4 underneath the Charlotte logo in turn 3. There you'll see him win comfortably. But look at Ethan Toter going to come home second. And then Cole Cabry, it looks like, is going to hold down third spot. Man, a B main with Dixon Slinger and Jacob Fields in it. Going to be a lot of fun.
As we're going to look, let's see, impending any. Ooh, there it is. The penalties have been dropped, and Jacob Fields is going to take home that third spot now.
The official results reveal the damage. Jerry Flippo, Ethan Toter, Jacob Fields to the show. Cole Cabry and Dixon Slinger all the way to the D main behind Shackle, Cox, and Thompson. Your official results after the penalties are handed out from race control as we line up heat race number 6, Alex.
Starting on the front row, on the inside, D1RT 84 of Clay Debin. Outside, $1 Million Motorsports, the 11 of Jennifer Hans.
Brendan Weeks in the 22 for the Mid-South Dirt Slingers is going to start the inside row number 2. Outside of him, it's his Mid-South Dirt Slingers teammate, Donnie Batiste in the 19.
Starting 5th from Team 5, it's the 21 of Shane Yates. Outside, the 500, Tyler Berry Motorsports, Tyler Berry.
Bobby Hans in the 9 starts 7, shotgun on the field to 34, Mid-South Dirt Slingers driver Jack Weaver. 8 cars in this 6th heat race. Top 3 will transfer. We go 8 laps. The Unicorn comes up next, a 7th heat race. Not something you see often here in the World of Thunder. First one I can remember, but we've got a little bit of a show to put on here for you. Tyler Berry deep in the field. Shane Yates, always exciting. Jennifer Hansen, Clay Debin on the front row. Should be a good battle here in this one, Alex. Again, 8 laps the distance here at Charlotte in these heat races. As we get ready to start the party, the pace truck down in the middle of the back straightaway into the palm there in the middle of the dirt track at Charlotte. It's going to be Clay Debin's field as they come off of turn 4.
You see there side by side. Brendan Weeks did not grid up, so that moves up a line there. Clay Debin gets a good start. Jennifer Hans and Shane Yates are already side by side. Yates going to go to the bottom of Jennifer Hans. Going to take over that second spot. Jennifer Hans trying to get back up there. Shane Yates going after Clay Debin. Debin holding on to the lead. Going to lead lap number 1, but there's contact. There goes Jennifer Hans. That might cost her a transfer spot.
It might cost her a lot more than a transfer spot. It might put her all the way to the D main, but she's walking back through the field on her own before the penalty happens. Is now Bobby Hans, and well, there's Donnie Batiste to her inside. Bobby Hans has gotten up there, as has Donnie Batiste. You see a real good show on hand right now. Clay Debin leading comfortably. Shane Yates has moved into second. Tyler Berry working the bottom of the racetrack underneath Batiste. That's the battle for 4th. It looks like Berry is going to have that as they get into turn number 3. What a show he's putting on right now, running the bottom here, pedaling around the low side of the dirt track in Charlotte.
And One person to keep your eye on is Tyler Berry. He started back in the back there, and he's already going after Jennifer Hans for a transfer spot. He's up to fourth, going for more. Jennifer Hans holding on to the third spot. Shane Yates in that second spot, as you see. He's right there, too. So the battle might not just be for third, it might be for second.
Yeah, absolutely. Shane Yates is not out of the picture in that GRT number 21. There you see Barry numbers deep on Hans, and he's looking for more, but he collects the Uke tire over there in turn 3 and 4. That may be the end of his run in this heat race. That's got to do some suspension damage. Those tires very unforgiving as Clay Devin leads Shane Yates. Jennifer Hans now comfortably in third.
And after that, those tires are deadly, as everyone has at least felt that wrath once or twice. Jennifer Hans now in that third spot, going after Shane Yates, but Devin still out in front.
Absolutely. Clay Devin putting on a real show as we work at lap number 7 of 8. 1 to go this time by at the line for leader Clay Devin in the D1RT 84 machine. Shane Yates in the 21. Jennifer Hans running second and third, but it's all Clay Devin all the time in heat race number 6 as he works around the rim here at Charlotte through turn 1 and 2. There you see that black and white, a very clean look for the number 84 machine and a clean race for Devin. I don't think anybody ever got close to him. He's going to walk to a win in heat number 6 off of turn 4. Shane Yates in second, Hans in third, but again, there was some contact from Hans, so we may see that change as we go to our official results. Any post-race penalties handed out? And they will not be. Clay Devin, Shane Yates, and Jennifer Hans will transfer. Batiste, Bobby Hans, Tyler Berry, Jack Weaver, and Brendan Weeks, if he's able to make it, will head to Alphabet Soup. That'll come up again after the Unicorn, a 7th heat race coming in hot from Charlotte. And on the pole, it's the 41 of Matt Logan out of Carolina, and outside of him, the Winchester Wild Man out of Winchester, Virginia for HRE and Newton Cattle Farms Racing. That's Chase Hardy in the 49.
Number 2 on the inside, it's Richie Yost in the 29. Outside, it's J. Darren Literal.
Trevor Mattingly in the 35 will start 5th. Outside of him, it's the 22 of JD Sass.
7th will be the 55 of Colton Malone. Outside, rounding out the field, the 50 of Michael Blessing.
So one more 8-lap heat race before we get into the Alphabet Soup, and this one should be a good show. Power-packed front row is here for you. And we're getting ready to have a little party here. Again, 7 heat races. I've called it the Unicorn, Alex. Not something we see very often.
I've never seen this. I'm used to 6 heat races. I've never seen a 7th heat race so far.
I am confused about the calculus that brought us to a 7th heat race, but race control decisions are above my pay grade. If they want to run 7, they can run 7. I don't mind at all. It's Matt Logan on the pole. Excuse me, he's normally in a 41. Tonight he's in a 1. Chase Hardy to his outside in the 49. Keep an eye on Literal and Yost. This is a packed heat race in the top 4 to be certain, Alex, as we get ready to go green.
Oh, yes, as you see Logan and Hardy on the front row. Hardy has put his name in the hat as one contender this season. Green flag is out. Logan going to the inside. You see the battle for second already between Yost and Hardy. You see Literal in that 4th spot right now trying to catch up. He got some contact with the wall. Yost going to slide up there, going to give him room, though. Hardy and Yost are still side by side for that 2nd spot.
There's a lot of momentum around the top in turns 3 and 4. Hardy might have missed his line in 1 and 2, and that let Yost pull to his inside. Hardy gets a little loose, trying to diamond off the corner, but he holds on to the spot by 2 car lengths. Matt Logan is out in front. Matt Logan, part of the track prep crew at the real dirt track in Charlotte. So this is a place in real life he knows very well, and you got to think that knowledge transitions, at least in some capacity, to the iRacing service. He's out in front as Chase Hardy goes to the bottom in 1 and 2. Yost is going to try to pull numbers deep as they work through 3 and 4. They have reeled in Matt Logan. We're looking at a 3-car battle for the lead, Alex.
See Hardy and Yost, besides their battle, they have been dragging him in, and this is going to be a battle that, again, keep your nose clean, don't want to do anything stupid, because all 3 of you are in the transfer spot, and you see they're all holding their line right now, not trying to pass each other, but there goes Yost trying to get something going on Hardy.
Yost is looking a little low off of turn 4, trying to find some racing room underneath Hardy right now, though. It seems that the top side is where this racetrack is. 7th heat, kind of a unicorn. Yost going to go to the bottom. No slide job just yet. He's going to lose. Doesn't lose any ground, but he's not going to get the spot. We work 3 to go.
You see it's Logan, Hardy, Yost. That's too close for comfort. Contact between Yost and Hardy. Hardy's going to drop back. I'm going to be interested to see if there's any more, if there's penalties dropped, because if so, Yost will be going back as well. But Literal into that third spot now. As you see, he's got some company behind him.
Yeah, Yost is probably going to get a black flag in this one. We just got word from Race Control that Jennifer Hans, they were trying to penalize her. Unfortunately, she will get a she will go to the end of the longest line in the feature. Meanwhile, as we work the white flag lap in this one, I expect penalties coming for Richie Yost, so that may move Darren Literal into second. He's currently third. Matt Logan going to walk to a win in this one. But again, Yost spins Chase Hardy. We stay green, but I expect penalties will come, so that'll move Darren Literal into second and Michael Blessing into third, but we wait for our official results to confirm that. And that is correct. My suspicion's correct, Alex. Matt Logan, your winner, but Darren Literal and Michael Blessing will take those two transfer spots. Colton Malone and Chase Hardy come home fourth and fifth. Yost, Mattingly, and Sass will join Malone and Hardy in the alphabet soup. And we have reached that time of the night where we open up the gates and let all the hounds out. It's the D main on the pole, the 92 of the Mid-South Dirt Slingers driver Corey Austin, and the 92 outside of him, Swindell Speed Labs driver Cole Cabry in the 71.
Row number 2 on the inside, the 34 of Jack Weaver, outside the 35 of Trevor Mattingly.
James Miller in the 22 out of Carolina, and Jory Gotham for Throttle Down Motorsports in the 39 will make up row number 3.
Row number 4 on the inside, the 40 of CJ Howe, outside the 54 of Benjamin Natting.
It's going to be Dixon Slinger. Keep an eye on him in the 51 for Full Throttle Performance, starting 9th in the D main. Outside of him, the 22 of Brendan Weeks for the Mid-South Dirt Slingers.
11th will be the 22 of JD Sass, outside Jesse Osborne in the 60.
It's going to be Davin Cardwell. Keep an eye on him as well in the 70, and Dylan Hauser in the 2, starting 14th shotgun on the field. Keaton Holder out of Carolina in the 7, 15-car field. Top 4, I believe, will transfer to the C main and from the C main to the B main, but you see a number of drivers that looks like didn't grid for this D main. I only see, Alex, looks like 7 cars on track.
And I think, Davin Cardwell, Dixon Slinger. As you know what this looks like? Tonight it looks like this is the penalty main.
That's a good...
Stupid, it's the penalty main here.
That's a very good way to describe it. Corey Austin on the pole, Cole Cabry to his outside, but keep an eye on Slinger and Cardwell back there in the field. CJ Howe also nothing to sneeze at as the green flag waves and we are underway in this one. Corey Austin going to lead us down into turn 1 over Cole Cabry, but I think Corey Austin's about to have his hands full.
Corey Austin out in front, Cabry right behind him, Jack Weaver, Jory Gotham, CJ Howe, Davin Cardwell, Dixon Slinger. That's it. As you see, these are a lot of heavy hitters. Davin Cardwell already moving up through the field. He's in that 4th spot right now, but he's still got to battle his way there. Cabry and Austin battling for the lead here tonight as Cardwell up to 3rd now past Gotham.
Cabry with a very impressive slider to take the lead. He got bit on a slider in his heat race. He parked it on somebody's nose, and Race Control did not like that as Cardwell and Slinger now going to tangle on the inside of turns 1 and 2. Cardwell's up to 4th. He's got that final transfer spot. He's looking to the inside of Jory Gotham for 3rd. Dixon Slinger is right there behind him. Slinger would hate to lose the points for not making the show, but he's got a little bit of work to do.
As you see, Cabry, Austin, Gotham, and now Slinger right now is holding on to that last spot. But again, he's got Cardwell, he's got Weaver, he's got even CJ Howe back there. They're all coming for him. And now that you're about 3 laps to go, desperation's going to kick in, and these guys are going to get really desperate and make some stupid mistakes.
Absolutely. Cole Cabry walking the dog in the lead. Corey Austin holding on to 2nd, but the real battle is right there for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. As you can see, Dixon Slinger is going to move into 3rd around Jory Gotham. Davin Cardwell going to put that 70 machine on the inside of turn 1 and 2. He is going to try to work past Jory Gotham, but he doesn't quite have the momentum to do it off of turn 1. Cardwell, big slider. White Castle's coming up steaming with onions and pickles. Give the 4th spot to Cardwell.
As Cardwell holds onto the 4th spot. I didn't know White Castle served pickles, but okay. Davin Cardwell holds on to the 4th spot right now. You see Gotham having a little bit of connection issue. He's dropping back there. CJ Howe now going to take over that spot. There is contact back there, but the white flag is out and Cabry's still out in front.
Cole Cabry winning a D main in convincing fashion. I'm less Alex, I don't know what to say. I'd like to call Cole Cabry coming to the checkered flag, but I'm so baffled that you didn't know White Castle had pickles that I don't really know how to call the end of this race, if I'm being totally honest. Cabry wins. Austin Slinger and CJ Howell going to sneak into fourth unofficially. Boy, what a thing happened there. We may have to go to a replay if we can. I don't think we can, unfortunately. But, man, CJ Howell sneaks into that fourth and final transfer spot. I'm so dumbfounded about Alex not knowing about pickles. I was unable to call it. I'd like to apologize to everybody for being just that confused as we go to our official results. And it is CJ Howell sneaking into fourth, just barely over Davin Cardwell, Dixon Slinger in third. Austin and Cabry will also head to the C main as that grid's right now. We take you to the starting lineup, Alex.
And starting on the pole will be the 9 of Bobby Hans. Outside will be the 30 of Chase Hardy.
It's Preston Rigsby for Need Speed Motorsports in the 195. Starting in third, outside of him, the 89 of Alan Bergen.
Row number 2 on the inside, the 58 of Kenneth Payne. Outside of him will be Dalton DeRoja.
Tevin Thompson for the School of Sim Racing lines up in the 57 machine. He's going to start 7th. Outside of him, T-Berry Motorsports namesake Tyler Berry in the 500 starts 8th.
9th will be Richie Yost. Outside of him will be Barbara Rigsby.
Brent New in the 144 going to line up on the inside of row number 6. Outside of him, it's Pennsylvania's Mike Augustine.
13th will be the D main winner, Cole Cabry, and outside Mid-South Dirt Slingers 92, Corey Austin.
And shotgun on the field, the last row, 8 is the row. Dixon Slinger in the 51, CJ Howell in the Blue Deuce. As we get ready to go 10 laps the distance, top 4 will transfer. Chase Hardy on the outside, Bobby Hans on the inside of your front row, but keep an eye from mid-pack on back is Richie Yost, Tyler Berry, Brent New, Cole Cabry, Dixon Slinger. Those folks will be looking to punch their ticket. We see the Rigsbys, Preston and Barbara, the 195 and the 28 machine, did not grid, so that's going to help those guys a little further back. But keep an eye again, Bobby Hans and Chase Hardy on the front row. And Chase Hardy was looking very fast in his heat race before Richie Yost dumped him, which is how Yost wound up in the C main with the penalties from race control.
As you see, there are a few handful of drivers here that have had penalties given out too. As you see, Bobby Hans out in front right now with Chase Hardy beside him. Chase Hardy going to duck under, go for a slider early, and Chase Hardy just made Bobby Hounds looked like he was all off the gas there as they're 3 wide there. Caution is out. Melee continues. There's more contact there. As you see, there's a whole bunch of contact in the back.
Well, I don't know how far back the Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay is going to take us here as we go to our caution flag. It takes us all the way. This start was an absolute mess from the front. Bobby Hans did not get on the gas really at all, and that bunched the field up. We had a big mess on back, and then you see Yost. There's some contact there between him and the 2X, and he gets into DeRoja. DeRoja pushes up the racetrack, but it's really just bedlam all the way through the field. And a lot of that can be traced back. Tyler Berry, you see, pointed the wrong way. He had some help from Mike Augustine around in turn 1, but you can see that start was an absolute mess, Alex.
Yeah, that was impatience and desperation kicked in really early there.
Well, these guys normally you go kind of in the middle of what you would consider turn 4 if you cut the racetrack up into quadrants. And the green flag usually waves, and as soon as it waves, you get on the gas, but you can't pass to the inside of anybody. So if the inside row gets pinned up, the outside guys can't really go, and that's what led to a lot of that bedlam that you saw getting into turn 1, and that continued down the backstretch into turn 3, and that's where we got this big old mess over here. So Chase Hardy going to be your leader. Bobby Hans will be in second. Richie Yost, Kenneth Payne, Devin Thompson, your top 5. Payne currently the last driver transferring. Cole Cabry already up to 6th. Dixon Slinger to 8th. Keep an eye on those guys as we get ready to go back to green. 4 of 10 this time by.
You see Chase Hardy going to take us back to green flag race, and Bobby Hans. Richie Yost gets a really good start, and he's going to go to the inside of Hans. Hans to the outside there, side by side. Yost has got the momentum through the bottom there. He's going to take over second. Kenneth Payne now has some company as Cabry is right there to the outside, to the inside. Sorry. Oh man, there Richie Yost got sideways a little bit. We're still green, and that's going to cost Cabry even some spots.
Yeah, Yost hit the tire. Cabry had to get hard on the brakes to avoid him and not bring out a caution, and that That mistake cost Cole Cabre about 4 spots, but he's got that thing hooked up right around the rim here at Charlotte as Brent New shoots up through turn 4. He might have caught a U-tire as well. I don't know if we're going to go yellow flag is going to wave. There's the Banana Republic flag, and we are under caution for the second time. And I'm interested to see what happened. We saw Richie Yost get into a tire, but we stayed green, but it really bit Cole Cabre. Now we see what happened is Brent New going to turn down into turn 3, and it looked like Yost may have helped him around there just a little bit. And then Dixon Slinger helps him even more. He gets up the racetrack into Corey Austin, and you can see the damage on the 144. That's going to be the end of his evening.
So, Mike Augustine, this is a tale of 2 weeks. Mike Augustine wins his heat race last week, starts up front and makes the feature, and actually I think he finished maybe in the top 10. This week he doesn't even get out of the C main.
Yeah, tough sledding for the young kid out of Pennsylvania, but Chase Hardy currently leading Bobby Hans and Kenneth Payne in those top 3 spots. Devin Thompson in the 57 is a guy to keep your eye on. He is in that last transfer spot, and Cole Cabre, despite losing a couple of spots with Richie Yost getting into the U-tire, Cabre's back up to 5th spot, and this one should be an exciting conclusion. We're going to go green, white, checkered again as we come to the restart. I believe next time by, it looks like, and you can see Cabre getting the tires warm, trying to find a little bit of moisture down the racetrack just a little bit, because riding the rim here at Charlotte is very tricky.
Yeah, this is where everyone makes jokes about bottom feeders, but this is a track that you'll see a lot of them because nobody wants to get into that wall, because that wall can cost you. But at the same turn, those U-tires can also cost you a race.
Yeah, we've seen those U-tires bite a couple of guys already in just this C main. We saw it in the heat races as well. Chase Hardy going to bring the field to green there hard on the loud pedal down the hill out of turn 4. Bobby Hans is going to look, he's going to have a challenge from Kenneth Payne as Chase Hardy now goes to the bottom of the racetrack, kind of protect that line. Bobby Hans to the top side is going to pull clear a second. There you see Cabre has dived into 3rd place. We're going to see what he can do as they come through turn 3 and 4. He's going to have to run the bottom of the racetrack, and he may lose some momentum. He's back there in 3rd. I see Yost is around. He may have caught that tire again, but the white flag is out. There will be no cautions. We will finish this race with Chase Hardy leading Bobby Hans and Cole Cabre. Cabre going to pull to the inside of Hans for second. He's numbers deep. They battle into turn 3. Hardy going to walk comfortably to a win. It looks like Cabre around the bottom is going to lose out on that number 2 spot. Bobby Hans will finish second, then Cole Cabre and Corey Austin, Dixon Slinger, and CJ Howe will miss tonight's feature action as they will fail to transfer behind Austin, Cabre, Hans, and Hardy. But we go to race control and the official results to see if there are any penalties being handed out. It is Chase Hardy, Bobby Hans, Cole Cabre, and Corey Austin transferring. Payne, Slinger, Thompson, Howe, Barry, DeRoja, Bergen, Yost, New, Augustine, and the brothers Rigsby will not transfer. They will go to the trailer. They may try to unload their open pro late models here in just a little bit after the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Series. And Alex, we line up the B main. Top 3 will transfer. Landon Capps and Rance Llewellyn will sit on the front row. Capps in the 569 out of Texas. Llewellyn in the 33 to his outside.
Number 2 on the inside, the 26 of Quinn Wallace. Outside from Texas in the 18, it's Bryson Dafford.
Ohio's Carl Shackle in the 61 will line up on the inside of row number 3. Outside of him, it's the 19 of Mid-South Dirt Slingers driver, Donnie Batiste.
7th will be Carl Malone in the 55. Outside, the 331 of Dustin Hall.
Dylan Gibbs in the 52 lines up 9th. The inside of row number 5. Outside of him, it's the double aught of Bryson Banks.
11th will be the 49 of Ben Lewis. Outside from Death Dealer Motorsports, it's Chris Cox.
Then we get into your C main transfers. The winner, the 49 out of Winchester, Virginia. That's the Winchester Wildman, Chase Hardy. Outside of him, it's the 62 machine of Bobby Hans.
Rounding out the field from Swindell Speed Labs, it's Cole Cabre. And outside, the 92 of Corey Austin.
So should be a good show in this one. 12 laps the distance. Top 3 will transfer to give us a 24-car feature field. And we're going to see a lot of fun in this one as guys try to come from the back. We saw Chase Hardy and Cole Cabre look very fast in that C main. Can they make the run? They've got a long way to go. Only 3 drivers will transfer, and it's not an easy field by any means, Alex.
No, it's really not. As you see Capps, Daffrin, you see back a little bit. You got Hans, you got Hardy, Cabrera. This field is packed for a B main, and it's going to be really interesting to see who goes home and who goes to the A main.
Absolutely. So we're going to bunch the field up. It's Landon Caps on the pole, Rance Llewellyn to his outside. We get hard on the loud pedal off of turn 4. This one is underway. You see guys dive to the bottom of the racetrack. Careful to avoid those U-tires. We'll see how many guys get snake bit as this track goes back to the bottom. Caps is going to lead. Llewellyn is going to have to hold off Quinn Wallace and Bryson Daffern. Colton Malone and the Scott Bloomquist paint scheme to his inside. He's going to run in 5th. Looks like that was Llewellyn got a little loose in turn 3. He's going to lose some ground. Wallace and Daffern going to take those transfer spots. Landon Caps continues to lead.
Some Caps in front there. Quinn Wallace and Daffern battling out for that second spot. Both of them, again, transfer spots. Caution is out on the racetrack.
Caution is out. We go to an Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. We will have to see what unfolded. There you see Cole Cabry in the 71. Looks like Chase Hardy, Ben Lewis make a little contact. Cabry and Hardy get together. Yeah, Hardy gets, I don't know who's at fault there. I don't know how race control is going to call that. I believe Hardy will also probably receive an EOL with Cabry since they were both technically involved. But again, not real sure. This is where you get into the fun part of being in race control and decisions above our pay grade, Alex.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to see what happens. But, we won't say anything because we don't get paid enough to.
No, we sure don't. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Brett Wheeler. As there you see again, Cabry goes around onto the front stretch after some contact there. And you see Donnie Batiste gets rolled over down the front straightaway by Bobby Hahn. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Looks like Batiste is still on the racetrack, and Chase Hardy is in the back of the field. And Cole Cabry back there, it looks like right there with him. So an unfortunate deal as both Hardy and Cabry had made some progress up through the field in this one. Ben Lewis and Dylan Gibbs also in the back of the field, so we will keep an eye on that as well. Landon Caps continues to lead as we work. Caution laps are counting, so we work some laps under caution. That's going to shorten the time that these guys have to make it to the front.
7 to run after when we take the green flag. Caps, Daffern, and Wallace, top 3 right now. But Caps and Daffern have looked strong. They just had tough breaks through their heat races. Green flag is out. Caps gets on it there. You go to the bottom again. That bottom is going to look really strong here on restarts especially. Nobody wants to spin the tires in the slick. You have Caps. You have Daffern. They're the top 2. Caps and Daffern. There goes Daffern to the bottom now. Going to slide up in front of Caps. Slider. Caps expected it, goes to the bottom, and they're both side by side.
Yeah, Caps saw the slider coming, or his stick man is doing a great job either way. As Daffern gets into the wall, he's going to try to cut down underneath of Caps. He's going to get numbers deep down the straightaway. Caps gets into the wall. Daffern may hold on to the lead. He's got that slider comfortably clear of Caps down the back straightaway. As Chase Hardy has gone to the pits, he will be out of tonight's racing action. Landon Caps leading currently after a big slider, but Daffern with the veteran move back underneath.
This battle for the lead continues between Daffern and Caps. Those two are safe right now. I don't know. It's just an inside or outside row. That's what they're battling for. You see as the battles continue throughout the track, there's Quinn Wallace in that 3rd spot right now, but Daffern and Caps, top 2, those two are still going at it.
Absolutely great battle for the lead here as we come to the conclusion of this B main. The laps are winding down. Caps with a big slider up across the nose of Daffern. He's going to pull clear. Their numbers deep side by side down the front straightaway. It's a drag race into 1. Daffern throws a slider of his own down on the Charlotte Motor Speedway end of the racetrack, but Caps is going to cut underneath him. What a battle these two are having. There you see Daffern going to go to the high side. He's going to try to cut down underneath Caps. He can't quite do it, but they're still side by side almost as they enter turn 1.
You see they're side-by-side, 2 to go right now. Daffern in front. There comes Caps to the inside again. Those two are still side-by-side. Caps goes to the bottom. Daffern up top. There goes the slider for Caps. Daffern and Caps still battling it out. They're side-by-side. White flag in the air.
Absolutely. What a battle for the lead here in this one. This is to determine who starts where. There you see him play a little bumper tag off of turn 2. Daffern slides up the racetrack in front of Caps. Here comes the battle for the lead off of turn number 4. Caps is on the bottom. Daffern runs the slider line. They're side by side at the line. Give it to Bryson Daffern unofficially by about half a car over Landon Caps. Quinn Wallace will come home in 3rd. Dustin Hall, Cole Cabry, and a host of others will miss the A main tonight. But what a show right here. from Daffern and Caps to race to the line in this one, Alex. We go to our official results, and we'll see if there's any penalties that affect the top three. So you see Rance Llewellyn roll to a stop before he exits the race car on the inside of the dirt track here at Charlotte. It is Daffern, Caps, and Wallace to the big show. Dustin Hall, Cole Cabry, Bobby Hans, Corey Austin, Ben Lewis, Colton Malone, Donnie Batiste, Rance Llewellyn, Gibbs, Hardy, Shackle, Banks, and Cox will miss the show. We go to warm-ups. We will take a quick commercial break. I will get a little hydrate so don't sound like I swallowed a frog, Alex. We'll come back with the A main in the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds here on World of Thunder Esports League coverage live only on Ultimate Dirt TV. And we're back here on World of Thunder Esports League coverage live only on Ultimate Dirt TV with the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds. We take you to the A main. It's Zach Newton along with Alex Robinson. We'll take you from the back to the front. Alex, start us off.
So starting in that 23rd spot, it's gonna be Quinn Wallace. Sorry, 24th spot will be Quinn Wallace. Inside of him will be Landon Caps.
Bryson Daffern starts 22nd out of Texas in the 18 to his inside. It's going to be Nebraska's Michael Blessing.
20th will be the 11 of Jennifer Hans. 19th, the 007 from D1RT, it's Jacob Fields.
Adam Hommerding in the 42 will start 18th to his inside. The 3M of Kentucky's Bobby Mattingly.
16th, $1 Million Motorsports 11 of Dustin Sizemore. Inside of him, Bill Miller.
Darren Littoral for HRE in the 68 rolls off the outside of roll number 7. Inside of him, Team 5 driver Shane Yates in the 21.
12th, we Newton Cattle Farms, Ethan Toder. Inside of him, Hagen Sorensen in the 45.
It's going to be Tia Moppert out of New York, the princess of dirt racing and D1RT Motorsports in the 14. She's going to start on the outside of row number 5. Inside of her, it's the 93 of Indiana's Zane Yost.
8th will be $1 Million Motorsports, James Grace. Inside the 1 of Matthew Logan.
Clay Debin for D1RT going to start 6th in the 84 to his inside. The 13 of California IMCA Modified standout Jerry Flippo.
Row number 2 outside, the 15 of Ryan J. Flatten. And on the inside, D1RT 44 of John Ruggiero Jr.
And the front row should be a good show coming here. Zach McSwain in the 25 out of Carolina will start second. Inside of him, it's Tia Moppert's boyfriend, the 127 of Asheville, New York's Moneybags, Blake Majulis. We get ready to get this one underway. I know Brett Wheeler's taking Blake Majulis. Alex, who you got?
You know what? I'm going to go with Jerry Flippo.
All right, I will take the 19 of Ryan Flatten to sneak in and pull off the upset in this one. As we get ready to line this deal up, should be a good show coming at you here in this one. Going to be underway with Blake Majulis on the loud pedal. McSwain to second. Ruggiero and Flatten going to be side by side as they work through turns 1 and 2. McSwain to the outside of Majulis. He's going to look for the lead down the back straightaway. Give it all you got to the outside and hope it sticks. Majulis slides up the racetrack to block. McSwain rips the lip, and Flatten and Ruggiero are side by side as we work lap number 2.
You see there Zach McSwain and Blake Majulis side by side for the lead. Jerry Flippo in that fifth spot. Ryan Flatten in the 3rd spot there. Ruggiero in 4th. But Blake Majulis out in the front, but McSwain is knocking on his door.
Absolutely. Majulis has his handful out in front. He's doing a great job of ripping the wall right through turns 1 and 2, and it's real fast right now. Flatten has gotten to the inside of Ruggiero Jr. for 3rd. He's now working on the tail of McSwain, trying to pin that donkey down.
You see Ryan Flatten right now in that third spot. He is right there on McSwain's tail. You have Ruggiero in fourth. There's Flatten now going to the inside of McSwain. He's trying to take over that second spot. Going to slide up in front of McSwain. McSwain goes to the inside of him. They're side by side for second.
Yeah, Flatten's got that thing stuck on Diggles around Charlotte Motor Speedway, and he is hauling, looking all the way into second place right now as he clears McSwain down the back straightaway. He's going to start working on Majulis for the lead. Hopefully in the next couple of laps, I'm sure Brett Wheeler may be starting to sweat just a little bit.
As you see Majulis, Ryan Flatten, McSwain there. One person you see, Tia Moppert, already out of tonight's action. She's on pit road, so a tough break for her, but up in front, it's Blake Majulis.
Not sure what happened to Moppert there, unfortunately, under green flag action. We try to keep the cameras focused on the best racing on the speedway. Majulis still leads Flatten in second. McSwain, Ruggiero, and Flippo, your top five. So you see the 269 of James Grace work to the outside of Hagen Sorensen, trying to find some racing room inside of Matt Logan for seventh here in the Grace Productions UMP Modified Series. But out in front, it's all Blake Majulis as we work lap number 9. There we see McSwain trying to find some racing room and some traction to the inside of Flatten, but nothing doing.
There's Ruggiero Jr. in that fourth spot. Now it's Jerry Flippo battling, knocking on his door there. As you see those four cars there, you can throw a blanket over them there as they are all battling it out. You see they're running different lines there, 2 in the middle, 2 up top, as there are different lines on this track that you can run tonight. Everybody
chasing traction through turns 3 and 4 as we work down or through turns 1 and 2. Everybody pretty much running the high side in 3 and 4. You're going to see Flatten go to the middle. McSwain goes to the top side, but he's going to eat concrete through turn 1. That's going to open the door for Ruggiero and Jerry Flippo. The D1RT teammates are going to go to the bottom in 3 and 4. Ruggiero slides up the racetrack. Sliders are served. McSwain collects a little more concrete. Flatten's going to start walking away with second, trying to track down Blake Majulis. But right now, it's Ruggiero, Flippo, and McSwain drops back to fifth.
You see they're side by side there, McSwain and Flippo. Now we're going to go 3 wide here with Flippo, Ruggiero, McSwain all going for that third spot right now. It's going to cost them some time from Majulis there, who is still out in front of this one. Flatten also is gaining some ground on Majulis and also widening the lead from third.
Flatten starts to chip away at the big gap that Blake Majulis has opened up with those cars battling behind him. But as we start closing in on halfway without a caution flag, I don't know if Flatten is fast enough to catch him. We'll have to keep an eye on that as we see D1RT teammates Matt Logan and Clay Debin. They now battle for 6th spot. James Grace going to hitch his wagon to that star. He's going to go to the bottom underneath Logan, slide up the racetrack just a little bit, leaves Logan plenty of room to operate. Logan catches a little wall. Grace parks it on his nose off of turn 4. Looked like Logan got a better run than I think Grace expected. But give the spot to James Grace as he starts working to the inside of Clay Devon.
You see 5. So there's 5 D1RT drivers in the top 8 as of right now. As you see James Grace, one of the only oddballs in this field that is not D1RT in the top 10 right now. He's in 7th as he's trying to gain some more ground. But there's Matthew Logan to the inside of Grace.
Logan looking for traction through the middle of the racetrack. Adam Hommerding is up to 9th in this one. You see him to the outside of Hagen Sorensen. Hommerding, I believe, started 18th, so he's up now 9 or 10 spots as he trades 8th with James Grace through turns 1 and 2. Hagen Sorensen going to look to his inside lane and captain Ethan Toter, Jacob Fields, Darren Little, Bryson Daffern. The rest of your top 15 caps up to 12th from 23rd. But yeah, as Alex said, 5 D1RT drivers at the time in the top 8. And the big independent driver to watch right now, Ryan Flatten, the 19, still in second, trying to track down Blake Majulis. But Majulis is way out in front. He's got a 2-second lead.
And now Flatten just needs to keep running his line. Try and maybe find a quicker line to get a gain there. You see there's the gaps there. 2 seconds. Blake Majulis right now has a 2-second advantage between all of the others.
2.2 seconds, almost 2.3 over Flatten. And it seems to continue to kind of grow as Majulis works his way around Charlotte Motor Speedway, or the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway, excuse me. Blake Majulis leads Flatten, Ruggiero, Flippo, and McSwain, your top 5.
Blake Majulis still out in front. Ryan Flatten in that second spot. My interest is how is that battle up front from Ruggiero, Flippo, McSwain, because that battle was heating up there. You're looking at Hommerding in the 7th spot right now, up to 6th now, as he's battling there. James Grace in the top 5 as he is trying to gain some ground on Flippo and the rest.
So great show here from Hommerding, Logan, Sorensen to the inside. Clay Debin still poking his nose around back there. And you see Landon Capps, who again started 23rd. He's up to 9th into the top 10 for Landon Capps. Great showing for him. James Gray starts to put a little gap on these guys. That's the 5th place car of James Grace. But here you see on board with Landon Capps as he looks to the inside of Matt Logan, and he may have that spot down the back straightaway.
Look at Landon Capps here in that 8th spot. You see on the side of his name there, he is up 15 spots. No, I'm not kidding. 15 spots into that 8th spot. He came from that B main. He looked strong in the B main, and he's looking strong now as he's coming after Hagen Sorensen and Adam Hommerding.
Absolutely. Looking, you see out the front of the Landon Capps machine, Hommerding runs the slider line. Capps committed to the top side. He rips the lip through 3 and 4. Can't quite make up any ground just yet. Hommerding going to run the high side up in front of him. Capps going to get a little wall, but use that to scrub off some speed and cut down. As Ruggiero and Flippo have caught Ryan Flatten, that is the battle for second you see on your screen, as there's Dustin Sizemore, who is, I believe, the first car a lap down.
As you see, actually 19th, Quinn Wallace threw back. Zach McSwain now out of tonight's race. Don't know what happened to him. He was up there in the top 5 for the longest of times, so that's a tough break for him. Don't know what happened there, but that opens a door as Hagen Sorensen in 6th right now. But look how much of a gap there as they pass Sizemore. The gap between that 5th spot of James Grace and the rest of those cars.
Majulis must have watched the leftover at 411 and the display that Jimmy Owens put on as he lapped the field up to 8th in that 50-lap main event and thought, well, I could probably get close to that in a modified, and decided to come to Charlotte and unload his best stuff. And he has taken the field at Gapplebee's by 4 seconds. And Flatten still in second, Flippo, Ruggiero, and Grace your top 5. Dustin Sizemore, was the first car a lap down, still on track. Everyone behind him is either out or currently in the pits, but it's Blake Majulis still leading. Jerry Flippo, as Flippo is going to look to the inside of Ryan Flatten. That's the battle for second.
As you see now, Bryson Daffern also out, Ethan Toder out, so the cars are dropping. But right now, Blake Majulis out in front, Flatten in second, Flippo now in that 3rd spot. He's going to keep an eye on here as he's got Ruggiero behind him, and he's had Flatten in front, white flag in the air.
Majulis has just Bill Miller, the last car on the lead lap, in front of him, and he's going to pass Miller down the back straightaway like he's tied to a stump. Majulis is going to get the win in this one by a comfortable margin, and I do mean comfortable. He's going to win. Flatten, it looks like, is going to hold on to second over Jerry Flippo. Ruggiero Jr. in 4th. James Grace gets a top 5.
And one thing to realize, Brett just said it, we went green to checkered there, no cautions. We lost a few cars along the way, but we went green to checkered, so that is a phenomenal race.
All right, folks. Well, what we will do is you see Blake Majulis there come around the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to roll to the stop on the front stretch along with the other top 3 drivers. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back after this with your top 3 interviews. It's World of Thunder Esports League, Grace Productions, UMP Modified. You see Blake Majulis, Ryan Flatten, and Jerry Flippo, your top three. Ahead of John Ruggiero Jr. and James Grace, that's your top five. Then Cap Sorensen, Hommerding, Devin Logan, your top 10. Fields, Literal, Yates, Miller, and Blessing, your top 15. Sizemore, Ethan, Toter, Bryson, Daffern takes you back to 18. And then our producer, the lovely Brett Wheeler, has to flip the page if he wants me to keep reading. Quinn Wallace, Zach McSwain, Zane Yost, Tia Moppert, Bobby Mattingly, and Jennifer Hans round out your 24-car field. Jennifer Hans was actually parked for the feature due to some contact in her heat race. I'm going to throw it down to Alex Robinson, who is caught up with third-place finisher Jerry Flippo out of California. Alex?
So, Jerry, one, I got to congratulate you. I saw you had a heck of a race this weekend. I saw you won a race, so congratulations on that first.
Thank you.
And then also, I pick you to win tonight, but you came home with a podium. Another strong finish for you again, as you just looked comfortable all night long, ran well in your heat race, ran well tonight. How'd it feel going green to checkered, though?
Yeah, it was fun. It's pretty much how it goes in real life around here in the West Coast. So go green to checkered most nights. Just kind of used to it. Just kind of have to get in and get a rhythm going.
And now you had a battle between Ryan Flatten there at the start. You had battles throughout, actually, with McSwain as well, and then Ruggiero Jr. You were battling. You earned this spot on a podium tonight, and you worked your butt off for it.
Yeah, definitely. Racing with all these guys, they're top of the line all the time, and it's been great racing with them the past couple of weeks. I've got to.
Well, who's on that car? Who you got to thank for getting you on a podium again tonight?
I gotta thank all the guys at D1RT, Trevor Fitz Racing for getting me into this stuff, and all my friends that come on here and hang out and race with me.
Well, congratulations. That is your third place finisher, Jerry Flippo.
All right, I've caught up with second place finisher Ryan Flatten. Ryan, can you hear me?
Yep.
Ryan, good run tonight in that 19 machine. You looked very fast. Blake Majulis, unfortunately, just a teeny bit faster, it seems. But you had that thing on a rail early on. How did you feel about it?
I was pretty good there for the first half, and then Blake just kind of checked out. And after that middle kind of went away in 1 and 2, I was pretty bad. But overall, it's pretty good. I don't race very much, so it's top fives are good.
Yeah, I'm going to say we've seen you the last couple of weeks here on the World of Thunder. You've put in a couple of pretty good showings. We hope to have you around a little more consistency in future seasons in that number 19 machine. Any sponsors you want to thank on that car?
Team D12, Zach and Dylan and Brad and them. Zach and Dylan been helping me out a little bit and get me back up to speed. I plan on racing more than I have, I guess, through the winter months, and then it's back to racing next spring and summer. So, but other than that,
awesome.
We'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, we'll see you next Sunday, man. A great second place finish for the number 19 of Ryan Flatten. And I believe that my main man, Alex Robinson, has caught up with our winner in Victory Lane, Mr. Moneybags out of Asheville, New York. That is Blake Majulis in the 127, Alex.
Blake, I feel like we've done this countless of times this season. Another win for you. How does it feel going one clean green to checkered race and then yet running away with it with over a 2-second advantage?
Yeah, definitely a good run there. The track kind of threw me off a little bit. Figured the bottom would be there, and it was just really slimy and slick down there, and I couldn't find any bite. So I kind of just stayed up on the top, and I was a little too snug for the top. Messed up a couple times, but fortunately, I think we were just good enough to be able to get a little bit of a lead there. And once we got smooth and consistent there, I don't think we had a problem with keeping the lead. I wasn't too worried. Tried a couple different lines there, and everything was able to play out my way for sure.
Well, right now, if the points are up to date, after that dominating performance, you are now actually dominating the points here as you have almost a 30-point lead over the rest of the field. Going into next week at Fairbury, how do you feel with only 2 races left?
Definitely good. My mod stuff has been top-notch for a couple months now. I feel really good in these cars, really comfortable. I kind of know what I need now, and definitely looking forward to the next couple weeks. That was a good race there. 30 laps green was, that's good. Getting into some lap traffic. Those are always the fun ones. So hopefully we can keep this up.
Well, we're going to get this quick here because you got to run for that super race. Who you got to thank? Who's on that car for getting you in victory lane again?
Thanks to all you guys up here for taking your time tonight. D1RT Racing, Sim Seats, Matt Logan, ML Performance, Folds Graphics, Bighorn Taxidermy, ShopFergie22.com, UDTV, like I said, you guys, and everyone that watch, I appreciate it.
Well, congratulations on another win. That's Blake Majulis. Zach, I'll let you close this one out.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a great pleasure bringing you some modified action from Charlotte Grace Productions. UMP Modifieds wrapped up with a bow on them just in time for the holidays. But stick around here on Ultimate Dirt TV as we've got more World of Thunder Esports League action coming at you. The Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series. Me and Jerry Van Sickle, Iowa broadcasting legend, will bring you that race here from the dirt track at Charlotte in just a few minutes. For Brett Wheeler in the production trailer and my compatriot Alex Robinson, I am Zach Newton. Have a good one. Be safe. Come back and see us for some super late models in just a little while.